India is racing toward a $60 billion digital future, powered by artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and a rapidly expanding network of massive data centers. These technological marvels are the beating heart of the country's digital revolution, promising to transform everything from banking and healthcare to education and entertainment. But beneath the headlines and the optimism, a hidden crisis is quietly brewing, one that threatens to undermine this digital surge. The power grid, the invisible backbone of India's digital ambition, is under immense and growing strain. The foundation of India's digital dream, reliable electricity, is on shaky ground. Decades-old infrastructure, frequent outages, and voltage fluctuations are already testing the limits of what the grid can handle, and the pressure is only mounting. Data center capacity is set to more than double in just a few years, fueled by a booming online population, the rise of digital payments, and the entry of global tech giants eager to tap into India's vast market. Every new user, every digital transaction, every streamed video or cloud-based service adds to the insatiable demand for power-hungry data centers. The digital economy is growing at breakneck speed, but so is its appetite for electricity. The question is, what will it truly cost to keep this digital dream alive? Can India's infrastructure keep pace with its ambitions, or will the lights flicker out just as the country reaches for global tech leadership? This isn't a distant or abstract problem. Right now, the demand for reliable power is clashing head-on with an aging, often unreliable grid. Blackouts and brownouts are not just inconveniences, they're threats to business, innovation, and daily life. Each new data center, each server rack adds pressure to a system already plagued by blackouts and voltage fluctuations. The risk of cascading failures grows with every megawatt added to the grid, yet investors are betting billions on India's growth and on its ability to keep the lights on 24/7. The stakes are enormous, not just for tech companies, but for the entire economy. If India can't solve its power puzzle, its digital dream could quickly become a nightmare, one of stalled investments, missed opportunities, and a future left in the dark. The energy crisis is real and the time to act is running out. The choices made today will determine whether India's digital revolution powers ahead or grinds to a halt. India must find a way to power its future without breaking its grid or its climate promises. The path forward will require innovation, investment, and a bold reimagining of how the country generates and delivers energy to fuel its digital dreams.
Data centers are the factories of the digital age, humming with activity 24/7, quietly powering everything from your favorite apps to the world's largest companies. But instead of steel or textiles, their raw material is electricity, vast amounts of it, drawn from the grid every second of every day. Inside these high-security buildings, thousands upon thousands of servers work non-stop, processing and storing unimaginable amounts of data. All this activity generates enormous heat, so powerful cooling systems must run just as relentlessly, often consuming nearly as much energy as the servers themselves. Unlike traditional factories that can shut down for maintenance or during off-peak hours, data centers demand a constant, stable flow of power, every second, without exception. There's no room for error. Even a split-second outage can cause catastrophic data loss, disrupt critical services, and result in millions of rupees in financial damage. That's why data centers are designed with redundancy at every level. They rely on layers of backup. First, massive banks of batteries that can keep things running for a few minutes, then enormous diesel generators that roar to life if the grid goes down for longer. Diesel is both expensive and polluting, but for now, it's the only way to guarantee uninterrupted uptime when the grid fails, especially in places where power cuts are common. Many centers are investing in renewables like solar and wind, hoping to reduce their carbon footprint. But these sources are intermittent, and the sun doesn't always shine, nor does the wind always blow. So backup systems remain absolutely essential. It's not just about quantity. Data centers need the highest quality power, with no surges, no drops, and no interruptions. Sensitive equipment demands perfect conditions. To achieve 5 nines reliability, meaning 99.9999% uptime, many data centers build their own mini power grids, complete with private substations and advanced monitoring, just to stay online. This relentless appetite for perfect, uninterrupted power puts data centers in constant battle with the realities of India's often unpredictable grid, where blackouts and voltage fluctuations are still common. In the end, keeping the digital world running is an energy challenge like no other, one that's only growing as our hunger for data continues to surge.
On paper, India offers some of the world's lowest electricity prices for industry. The numbers look incredibly attractive, especially when compared to global averages. For companies looking to set up large-scale operations, these low rates can seem like a golden ticket to cost savings and higher profits. That's a big draw for global data center operators, until the grid flickers. The promise of cheap, abundant power is a major selling point, but it comes with a catch that's often overlooked in glossy brochures and investment pitches. In many regions, power outages are routine. Blackouts can strike without warning, sometimes lasting for hours or even days, disrupting not just homes but critical business infrastructure. When the grid fails, expensive diesel generators take over. These machines are the unsung heroes of uptime, but they come with their own set of challenges: noise, pollution, and most importantly, high operating costs. Diesel power can cost 3 to 4 times more than grid electricity, quickly eroding any cost advantage. Every hour on generator backup chips away at the savings that attracted operators in the first place. A data center in an unreliable region might burn through thousands of liters of diesel each month. This means not only higher fuel bills, but also the logistical headache of constant refueling and storage. The result? Soaring energy bills, extra costs for fuel storage and maintenance, and volatile expenses that are hard to predict or control. These hidden costs can quickly spiral, catching operators off guard. The cheap power promise only holds when the grid is perfect, which is rare. In reality, most operators must plan for frequent disruptions and build in expensive contingencies. The real cost is a blend: grid electricity, diesel backup, and the capital spent on batteries and generators. Each layer of backup adds complexity and expense, turning a simple equation into a complicated balancing act. For data centers, reliability isn't a luxury, it's the product. Downtime isn't just inconvenient, it can mean lost clients, breached contracts, and damaged reputations. In India, guaranteeing that reliability often comes at a steep price. Operators must invest heavily in infrastructure just to meet basic service expectations. Many investment models miss this hidden power tax. The true cost of doing business here is often buried in the fine print, overlooked until it's too late. The bottom line: India's cost advantage can vanish if the grid can't deliver. What looks like a bargain on paper can quickly become a financial headache in practice. For operators, the true risk is in the fine print. Understanding the real cost of power is essential before making any big bets on India's data center market.
Globally, India looks like a bargain for data centers, at least at first glance. Developed markets like the UK, Germany, and the US have higher electricity prices, but their grids are rock solid. In those countries, outages are rare, so backup generators are almost never used. The higher price buys reliability and predictability. In India, the low tariff comes with a catch: frequent outages mean more diesel use, driving up real costs. Just 5% diesel backup can raise energy bills by 15 to 20%, closing the gap with Western markets. The true cost advantage only exists in regions with a stable grid. For global operators, it's not just about the cheapest kilowatt hour, it's about risk versus reward. India offers high growth and potential savings, but with volatile energy expenses. The location within India is critical. A reliable grid is the real prize. Without it, the cheap power headline quickly fades.
Data center operators in India face a tough choice: build close to users for speed, or pick a site with reliable power.
Low latency means being near big cities like Mumbai, Chennai, or Bengaluru, where demand is highest.
These hubs offer proximity, but even their upgraded grids can't always guarantee uptime.
That means heavy investment in backup systems, even in the best locations.
In high-growth states like Uttar Pradesh or West Bengal, the grid is even less reliable.
Building there offers low latency to millions, but frequent outages force centers to run on diesel, at huge cost.
The price of 100% uptime in these regions can wipe out profits.
Operators must choose: risk outages near users, or build farther away for stability but higher latency.
Some are exploring data center parks near national transmission lines and renewables, even if it means being farther from cities.
The trade-off between speed and stability is shaping India's digital map. Every location is a gamble.
Nuclear energy seems like the perfect solution for data centers: massive, clean, and reliable. But in India, nuclear is a long-term vision, not a quick fix. New plants take decades to plan, approve, and build. Small modular reactors, SMRs, are promising, but India lacks the regulatory and technical ecosystem to deploy them soon. The next wave of nuclear power is years, if not decades, away. Data centers need solutions for 2028, not 2040. For now, the focus must be on improving the existing grid, scaling up solar and wind with battery storage, and boosting efficiency. Nuclear may one day power India's digital future, but today it's still on the horizon. The AI revolution can't wait for nuclear. The industry must adapt with what's available now.
India's data center market is set to more than double by 2028, a $60 billion surge. But this growth is colliding with the country's strained grid and climate commitments. Each new gigawatt of data center capacity adds the power demand of a small city. The risk of power shortages and grid instability will only grow as more centers come online. Without clean energy, data centers will rely on diesel, pumping carbon into the atmosphere and undermining climate goals. The promise of a green digital revolution fades if it's powered by fossil fuels. The carbon footprint could become a liability, drawing scrutiny from investors and climate watchdogs. If India can't build out renewables and modernize its grid, it risks chronic shortages and stalled growth. The stakes are high for the economy and the planet. The time to act is now.
India's data center energy use is largely unregulated, a digital Wild West. There are no national mandates for renewables or efficiency standards. Some companies invest in green power and efficient cooling, but others stick to the cheapest, dirtiest options.
This lack of rules creates a race to the bottom on environmental standards. Policy tools like renewable purchase obligations and carbon pricing could change the game.
Mandating a minimum share of renewables and taxing carbon would push operators toward cleaner solutions. Clear efficiency benchmarks like mandatory power usage effectiveness metrics would drive better design.
Closing these regulatory gaps is essential for responsible, sustainable growth.
India's digital boom needs law and order on energy use. The future depends on it.
India stands at a crossroads, its digital future threatened by an energy crisis. The solution: urgent action to modernize the grid and align energy policy with digital ambitions, fast-track grid upgrades, cut red tape for renewables, and prioritize reliability for data center clusters. Introduce mandatory renewable purchase obligations and carbon pricing to drive clean energy adoption. Set world-class efficiency standards for all new data centers. These policies won't stifle growth, they'll make it sustainable and attract responsible investment. India's $60 billion digital dream depends on clean, reliable, abundant power. By tackling grid reliability, slashing red tape, and implementing smart regulations, India can balance digital growth with climate goals. The future of the economy and the planet depends on decisive action now. The time to secure India's digital future is today.